My name is Nadine. I'm the founder and president of Hope Dealers Worldwide, and we started back in 2016 when I went through the experience of my son having an IV opiate use disorder. I never had any experience with substance use in my own life or in my family, and so to have a son who was brought up with my other two kids in a great home, the idea of IV heroin use was foreign to us. I thought, wow, we have to do something to combat this issue. This is like really extreme. What we did is, I thought instead of making a lemon out of this situation, we're going to make lemonade out of it. Let's do something equally as extreme. So we brought a group of people to Guatemala that were struggling with substance use disorder and their allies to go build a school in an underprivileged village. It later became known as the Therapeutic Out of the Box Recovery Project. It was a really cool thing because here in the United States, people with substance use disorders felt stigma. They were called, junkies, drug users, and there's a negative stigma with that, right? Or any mental health issues for that matter in this country. And so when we went over to Guatemala, they ended up being heroes in that village. So their purpose, their feeling of self-worth, it was probably the most incredible trip. My son will tell you to this day it was the best trip he's ever been on. And by the time we came back to the United States, really nobody wanted to come back. They loved having that purpose. So when we got back, we wanted to still connect. We understand the opposite of addiction is connection, and that's where we birthed Hope Dealers Worldwide, the nonprofit. We started getting together in groups that we called Hope Dealer Support Group meetings, but nowadays they call them all recovery meetings. And what it is we focus on what's going well with them. Our focus is on their dreams, goals, vision, and what they do for self-care or how they can feel connected in their mind on the path of life in recovery, right? So we started doing that. Intervention then saw what we were doing on that channel A&E. They came out and they featured us on there of, hey, look, somebody's doing something different with recovery in the nonprofit world in this community. So it was a really cool thing. To this day, we still have all recovery meetings going on. But then that evolved into a lot of my clients would tell me, we can't get jobs. Some of us have felonies on our records and we're having a hard time getting a job. Well, what industry can you work in with a felony on your record? And that turned into the recovery industry. So with my education background and being a therapist, I was able to become a continuing education provider for the workshops needed for those to become a board certified counselor. That worked well for a while. We had fun, we developed community, people loved it, it helped them stay in recovery. Who is a better person to help someone through the journey of addiction and recovery? Who's better than someone who's been in the hole themselves? They are the ones that can help the others come out of the hole because they know the way. Right? So very quickly that morphed over to peer support coaching as opposed to counseling. So now we certify people to become peer support coaches, which is awesome. Then we got to the point where people wanted to hang out and socialize. Well, you can't really do that in a clinical setting or an education setting. So two of my students said, can we make an RCO? I'm like, what is an RCO? It stands for Recovery Community Organization, and the Georgia Council for Recovery, their goal is to have one in every state here. And so they give us the support on how to set it up, right? But it's funded by the community. So we developed The Rock, which we're here today at The Rock, the Recovery Organization of Cherokee County. And here at The Rock, we have the support group, recovery meetings all during the week, all pathways. And RCO has all pathways from the 12-step meetings to SMART recovery, to Dharma recovery, to all recovery, yoga recovery. And then on the weekends, we're open 24 hours for our Cheers program, which is a place where everybody knows your name. People can come in. We have team trivia. We have karaoke. We have open mic. We have cornhole, volleyball, so many different activities, arts and crafts, Texas Hold'em, spades, all that kind of stuff. Because where people can come in a safe place where they know that it will be drug and alcohol free. and they can still have fun. So we help people maintain their recovery and stay in recovery for the long haul by providing this community.